Greetings everyone. So we are the group 3 and we will be tackling about the artist and the artisans. So I will be explaining the introduction and the definition of the artists and the artisans and their difference. So artists and artisans both have an important place in history. An artist is known for imagination, creativity, and personal expression, while an artisan is skilled in making useful and beautiful objects. So the difference of artists and artisans is, ang artist is nagahimo siya through imagination, gihimo na niyang mabutang through imagination sa mas kong ingon tungod sa iyang pagka-creativity ug iyang personal expression. Kay sometimes no atong mga gibati ipagawas man jud nato through art if you really love arts, while the artisans is skilled in making useful and beautiful objects. So nimbuhat siya anak nga art aron mapuslan, aron magamit. Wala siya ning buhat anak nga art kay gusto lang niya in ana. Ang meaning anang nagbuhat ka ana kay gusto lang nimo through imagination tungod sa imong creativity, artist ang tawag ana. But kanang maghimo ka og art nga mapuslan, nga magamit, which is mao na ang artisan. So mao na ilahang difference. Even if the rules are different, both are needed in society because one creates new ideas while the other preserves tradition. So sama sa akong giingon no, ang artist is if makahimo siya bagong art, meaning na napoy bagong idea nga ning gawas nga inani di ay maoday na siya, while the artisan ang result or ang unsa ba ang iyahang item or unsa na siya nga term, mahimo siyang kanang tradition or mahimo bitaw siyang memory sa usa ka tawo nga kanang kani kay ato aning magamit. So our report or this report will explain how the artists and artisans develop through time, their rules and their contributions. The story of artists and artisans shows how art slowly changed over years. At first, most makers were simply called craftsmen because their works was focused on the functions. Later on, some individuals began to be recognized for their creativity and became known as artists. This change helped people see that art is not only about usefulness but also about ideas, imagination, and personal life. So this means before ang tawag nila sa mga manghimuay is craftsmen ra. Kay ang mga craftsmen nag-focus raman sila sa mga gamit nga magamit nga mapuslan. But later on, na-recognize nila or some individuals recognize nga naapay mas creative sa ilaha, ang mga craftsmen naapay mas creative sa ilaha ba, maunang ilang gitawag og artist. Maunang ang mga tao naka-realize lang pud sila nga ang art dili lang is only for our usefulness or sama sa giingon ganina nga magamit lang, maghimo ka na kay para magamit. No, para pud sa atong mga personal style, sa misang personal style, our ideas and our imagination. During Middle Ages, artisans were mainly workers who created objects for churches, homes, and communities. They made things like furniture, clothing, tools, and decorations. People admired their skills, but society did not focus on their names and personality. Instead, what mattered most was the object they produced and how it serves in its purpose on daily life. So during the Middle Ages, mga artisans kay nag-focus lang sila ba or mostly sa ilang mga product kay kanang sa mga balay, sa mga simbahan ug sa communities, samaan ng mga furnitures, clothing, tools, and decorations. Gi-admire sila sa mga tao tungod silang skills but ang society kay wala. Instead, nag-focus sila sa outcome or sa na-produce sa mga artisans ug unsa ni kagamit ug unsa ka purposeful sa pang-adlaw-adlaw nila nga life. So wala nagmatter nga kana si kuan mao na ang gahimo ganahan ko ani. No, ang ilahang dito lagi sila nagmatter sa imuhang sa imuhang product, kung unsa siya kagamit, kung unsa siya kagamit sa pang-adlaw-adlaw sa mga tawo. In the Renaissance period, the view of art began to change. Artists wanted to be seen not just as workers, but as thinkers. They started to use art as a way to show emotion, imagination, and personal style. This was a time when artists became more respected and different from artisans, who remained focused on crafts and function. So, sa Renaissance period, ang mga artisans kay dili na sila gusto ba nga ang tawag sa ilaha kay mga trabahante, mga tighimo. But ang gusto nga sa ilaha is mga thinkers, mga tig-produce sa mga thoughts, and dito po nagsugod nga dito nila gi-show ang ilang mga emotions sa ilang product. Dito mas na-expand ang ilang imagination ug dito mas gipagawas bitaw nila ang ilang personal styles or ilang mga personal nga estilo nga gusto niya inani. Di gusto niya nga inani og style, kay kung moingon ka nga artisans kay kanang maabot mo siya sa mga gamit ba kibali murag naa siya standard or naa siya nga ginasunod ba nga inani. The role of craftsman. Before artists were recognized, craftsmen played a very big role in society. They built homes, clothes, and tools and religious themes. Their work was seen as necessary for survival and daily living. Without them, communities could not function well. So, sama sa akong giingon ganina no nga, ang mga artisans mostly sa ilang mga work is all about sa mga panimalay, sa mga simbahan, o about sa mga communities. So, if walay mga artisans before, ang ilang community dili maka-function og tarong. Kibali, kana bitaw nga trabaho kay mura pog na source of living nila baden kanang murag mao na lang jay paagi para maka-survive sila sa ilahang daily lives.
Good day everyone, my name is Mergy Mamentao and this is my report. Art as expression. Art as expression is like the ultimate form of self-expression. It's a way for artists to tap into their emotions, thoughts, and experience and share them with the world, whether it's through painting, music, dance, or any other medium. Art allows people to convey their unique perspective and connect with others on a deeper level. Next is Renaissance artist. A Renaissance artist was a creative mastermind from the 14th to 17th century European Renaissance, known for iconic works in art, architecture, and science. And this is the legends: Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael. The last part is artisans in Renaissance. Artisans in the Renaissance were skilled craftsmen who specialized in various artistic mediums such as sculpture, painting, architecture, and decorative arts. Notable artisans of the time include sculptors: Michelangelo, known for iconic works like David and Pieta; Donatello, pioneer of Renaissance sculpture and creator of the Bronze Age; Luca della Robbia, renowned for his terracotta sculptures; painters: Leonardo da Vinci, master of sfumato and creator of the Mona Lisa; Raphael, known for harmonious compositions like the School of Athens; Sandro Botticelli, famous for mythological essence like the Birth of Venus; Titian, celebrated for vibrant colors and composition like Assumption of the Virgin. Architects: Filippo Bruniglici, designer of Florence iconic Dome; Leonardo Bramante, influential architect of St. Peter Basilica; Andrea Palladio, known for classical designs and symmetry. These artisans played a crucial role in shaping the artistic landscape of the Renaissance, pushing boundaries in technique and creating timeless masterpieces. So that's all, everyone.
Separation of artist and artisan. This refers to the historical shape where society began to distinguish between those who create art with original ideas, artists, and those who are skilled in a particular craft, artisan. Artists were increasingly seen as visionaries, while artisans were viewed more as skilled laborers. Example is Leonardo da Vinci was celebrated not just for his painting skills but also for his innovative ideas, scientific explorations, and unique artistic vision, making him an epitome of the artist as a genius. Example artisan, a medieval blacksmith who crafted intricate iron gates for a castle. While highly skilled, their work was often seen as functional and craft-based rather than driven by original artistic concept. The Industrial Revolution. During the Industrial Revolution, the rise of machines and factories led to mass-produced goods which were cheaper and faster to make than handmade items. This shift diminished the importance of artisans in daily life, although their unique handmade work remaining valuable. Example, before the Industrial Revolution, a shoemaker would handcraft shoes, taking days to complete a single pair. With the advent of factories, shoes could be mass-produced quickly and cheaply, leading to a decline in demand for handmade shoes. However, handmade leather shoes retain their value due to their superior quality and craftsmanship. Artists in the modern age. Modern artists leverage their freedom to express themselves using art to question and comment on various aspects of society, politics, and culture. Their work often carries profound meaning and messages, making them influential voices. Example, Ai Weiwei, a contemporary Chinese artist and activist. His installations and artwork often critique the Chinese government's stance on democracy and human rights. For instance, his installation Sunflower Seeds at the Tate Modern consisted of millions of porcelain sunflower seeds, each handcrafted, symbolizing the individual loss in mass society while also critiquing China's mass production. Artisan in the modern age. Modern artisans focus on crafts that highlight traditions and skill, creating handmade products that symbolize culture and identity. Their work is valued for its authenticity and unique characteristic, preserving cultural heritage in world of mass production. Example, Yakan weavers of Zamboanga. The Yakan people, primarily from Basilan, part of the Zamboanga Peninsula, are renowned for their intricate weaving tradition. Yakan weavers create colorful, geometric design on textile used for clothing, accessories, and ceremonial purposes. These textiles are not just products but symbols of Yakan culture and identity. Passed down through generations, their handmade fabrics are highly valued for their cultural significance and the skill involved in their creation.
His contribution. Artists have a very important role in our lives. They inspire people by showing their creativity in different ways through painting, music, dance, and writing. They make people feel emotion like happiness, sadness, and hope. Their work open our minds to new ideas and help us see life differently. Art also make our surroundings more beautiful and enjoyable. Some artists use their talent to talk about problems in society like poverty or protecting nature. This helps people understand these issues and think of ways to make a change. Most of all, artists give people the chance to dream and imagine beyond everyday life. They remind us that life is not only about work but also about creativity and expression. In this way, artists make a big contribution to both people and the whole community. The artisans' contribution. Artisans play an important role in society by keeping traditional skills alive. They make objects that are not only useful but also beautiful. Their creations often show the culture and heritage of a community. Through their work, people are reminded of their history and identity. Artisans also help connect art to everyday life since many of their work can be used at home or in daily activities. They pass on their knowledge and skills to the next generation, so traditions are not forgotten. Their crafts also support local economies by giving people jobs income. The dedication of artisans shows the value of patience and hard work. They bring pride to their community through their unique creations. In this way, artisans keep culture alive while also making life more meaningful and beautiful. Artists and emotions. One of the greatest strengths of artists is their ability to show emotions in their work. They use painting, music, dance, and writing to express deep feelings that words alone cannot describe. Um, Through their art, they share happiness, sadness, love, hope, and even pain. This makes people connect to their work in a very personal way. When people see or hear art, they often feel the same emotion that the artist wanted to show. This connection makes art powerful because it can touch hearts and inspire minds. Art also helps people understand their own feelings better. Sometimes it gives comfort while other times it gives courage. Because of this, art becomes more than just something to look at or listen to. It becomes a meaningful part of life that brings people closer to each other through shared emotions.
Good morning everyone. I am Ace Fernandez Cabalona. Today we'll talk about artisans and skills. Artisans focus on skill, precision, and tradition. Their strength is in careful and detailed work. They master techniques passed from generation to generation. This makes their work unique and lasting. For example, blacksmith forging tools show strength, accuracy, and control over fire and metal. Next, the value of handmade work. Handmade work by artisans shows care, patience, and tradition. Unlike machine-made items, it carries a human touch. It reflects the culture and history of a community. This makes handmade objects very special. For example, handmade jewelry. It carries not just the design, but also a symbolic meaning of craftsmanship. Next, art as change. As the art power to inspire change in society. Artists use their works to fight injustice, to share new visions. Their creations can move people to think and act differently. This gives arts a social and cultural role. For example, films that expose corruption open people's eyes to hidden problems in society. Next, crafts as heritage. Crafts are more than objects. They are heritage. They carry stories of ancestors and their way of life. Every handmade object is a piece of cultural history. That is why artisans are guardians of tradition. For example, the Philippine banig, hand-woven mat. It shows artistry and patience of the local weavers. And that's all. Thank you.
Ang artist kay respeto tungod sa ilang imahinasyon. Ang ilang obra mahimong tingog sa katalimban. Nadala kini og inspirasyon sa sunod nga kaliwatan. Ang artisan kay respeto tungod sa ilang kahanas ug pasensya. Sila nagpadayon sa kultura pinaagi sa ilang mga obra. Bisan sa modernong panahon, importante gyapon ang ilang papel. Ang artist makatabang nga makita sa katawang. Ang kalibutan sa laing-laing pamaagi, naghatag sila og bagong pananaw. Kung nagpakita sa realidad, kung nagdamgo, nagporma sila sa kultura ug panghunahuna. Artisan and community. Artisans are closely tied to community life, make tools, furniture, and crafts need every day. Their work reflects the value of their community. They connect art to real life. Artists and fame. Many artists become famous of their unique style. Their names are remembered throughout history. They inspired art movement and new ideas. Fame gave them lasting recognitions. Daghang artist ang nahimong famous tungod sa ilang estilo. Nanumduman sila ang karon ug naghatag og inspirasyon sa uban. Tungod niini nadala ilang ngalan sa kasaysayan.
Good morning everyone, I am Marlo Agbuna. I will discuss about the artisans and identity. Artisans may not always be famous, but they give identity to their culture. Their works are proof of tradition and heritage. They help culture thrive alive. Communities value them for this reason. Balance of art and craft. Both artists and artisans are needed for complete society. One brings creativity and new visions. The other keeps tradition and skill. Together, they balance imagination and practicality. They make culture rich and meaningful. Learning from artists. From artists, we learn to dream and think beyond limits. They teach us that imagination is important. They remind us the beauty and meaning matter. They inspired us to create new things. Learning from artisans. From artisans, we learn patterns, skills, and respect for tradition. They show that dedication leads to mastery. Their work teaches us to value culture. They remind us of the importance of hard work. So, example na ko aning kuan. Example sa laing karon no tradition karon is para nang kuan subanin So makabantay ka ng sa ilang kwan, ilang sinutan, gabahag sila. Tapos gatiniil na murag makita na bitaw halos ilang kwan, ilang kigol, pero dili ka ngay dapat pakatawa, dapat mo respeto ka sa ilang tradisyon. Kaya para respetoon po ka sa ibang tradisyon. So kana lang. Thank you.
The collaboration between artists and the artisans is essential for a vibrant and meaningful culture. They play different but complementary roles. Artists, they create visions and inspire people, pushing boundaries to create the new. Artisans, they preserve traditions and connect art to daily life, strengthening the roots of culture. Their combined efforts create a culture that is both new and old, keeping art alive and meaningful.